Hey, everybody. Let me just set up my desktop here. I'm actually at the computer tonight. Just setting up my chat so I can see you guys in the background. Oops, where were we? Hey, Jane, you're number one here. Just setting up my chat on the actual desktop tonight. We're going to try something a little different. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I'm still learning. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Jay, I hope you're feeling better. I'm tired. I haven't even seen the ball game today. I missed everything from Colorado. I've been working on a long form content video, and there's no time to get it out tonight. I'll probably release it as a premiere. Maybe tomorrow. I have to go do my dental work tomorrow, but I'll probably release it as a premiere. So, yeah, Jay, you have a background. Yeah, I have a green screen. Just testing a few things out. My birthday was great, thanks to you guys. So can you guys see me and hear me since we're trying a little something new tonight? Yes, you can see me and hear me. I was like, "Woo, I didn't hear from anybody." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I hope you guys can see me and hear me." Got 7 people. Gosh, we're only 2 minutes into it and 7 people. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. That sucks. Excuse my language, but yeah, I hate being sick. I'm disabled every day, but I'm not sick every day. Yeah, that's the Santa Monica Pier. I miss it. I used to go beach hunting there a lot. A lot. That was going to be my retirement. Treasure hunting at the beach, but didn't work out. 23 people. All right, everybody. This is April Davis PI, and I'm here live from Los Angeles, California. I am a licensed private investigator in the state of California. I've been a detective longer than most of you have been on the planet. We got 23 people here. I've been doing a true crime series on Nancy Guthrie, amongst other people. I spent the whole day working on a long form content video regarding a family that I mentioned to you guys the other day. I mentioned the Martin family that had been missing since 1958. So you guys probably expect it. I'm hoping by tomorrow evening I'll do it as a premiere. Let's see who's here. Swank and Jackson, welcome in. Matthew Walker. Uh, okay. We're going to try to leave religion and politics out of this tonight, okay? Learning every day. I know this case, when I saw that it had been solved almost 68 years later, I was like blown away, and I decided to watch a few videos on it and do a deep dive. And there is a lot more to that case than just some family who just happened to go missing and, maybe they accidentally drove into the Columbia River. No, no, ma'am. It is a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to it. Um, I don't even know how long the video is yet. I hope it's more than 8 minutes so that I can get my mid-roll ads. And I did remember to turn on the monetization. And this morning, just so we can get this out of the way, I don't have the iPad in front of me. I woke up to a message from she sent me like 3 messages on one of my videos. And where is it? I'm going to find this. Let me go to my channel content. I have to go off the desktop screen for a moment. Let's see. April Davis PI is live. Test. Oh, I forgot to turn off my notifications. Some guy is texting me from Facebook. Let me turn them off. Let me hit do not disturb and get you guys back. Okay, got you back. I've learned how to do that now. Let me go to my main page. I hate to go off the screen here, but I read this and she wrote some very nice messages, but I think she was missing the point or missing some information. Very nice lady, though. I hope she's going to be watching my videos. God, I hope it was this one. Now they're only showing me the top comments. Well, anyway, uh, hmm. Now I don't know where it is. See if I can find it for just a moment. There's been so many comments today, but I woke up to 3 of them like, "What? What was her name?" Okay, here we are. Adrian. Or Adriana Kessler. That was her name. Yeah, green screen, Lauren. And here's what she said. And I responded to her, "Hey, there's 24 people watching. I only have 4 thumbs up. Can you smash that like button? Hit those red hearts. Get this out into the algorithm, please." Uh, it's been a rough road here for the last few days. So, thank you, Bobby. Oh, this lady, Adriana Kessler, 384. And I guess it's not private since she put it on a video. Actually, it was on the Nancy Guthrie case, the latest on day 77. I got to get that ring light out of my eyeballs right now. Woo! Hi, Sue Brock. And she writes, "You present well, but I think you, along with many other YouTubers," I'm not many other YouTubers, "especially the smaller channels, that's me, are stressing over subscribers and donations. I do not ask for donations." She goes, "I think," with a little emoji, "if you all stay to task, the people and money will follow. Honestly, I went out for a day myself on here because I have been clicking on people that say live calls. I will listen a minute, fast forward to skip to the point, and they will play one short call and a 3-hour podcast." She sounds a little pissed. JLR, that's, don't compare me to a convicted felon, "will take calls for an hour. Plus, I unsubscribed to 3 channels last night that wasted time asking for chat money." Wasn't me. The good ones, just let it roll. Rack your numbers, then I believe the money will follow. Now, I didn't get mad, but I did write a little message back, and I said, "Thanks for watching. Just to be clear, I've been on YouTube for over 5+ years. I'm on a limited income due to my many medical issues." And she had wrote a previous message asking me about my cancer. It was thrilling to finally get monetized and then realize just 24 days later that apparently you have to activate a monetization button on the back end for every single vertical live. But YouTube doesn't pay much anyways for them. Yeah, found all that out yesterday. They are pushing vertical lives but don't pay a single penny for them on mobile devices. Shocking. That's how I felt. So it was a little stressful, to say the least, more than a little, uh, as I need to pay myself back for 5+ years of channel expenses. And I missed out because of my error. Yeah, my own stupidity not to go to the advanced settings. I don't have to do that on the long form. I didn't know that on the lives, I have to turn it on every single friggin' time. But if you're watching on a mobile device, it won't matter. Um, so I said to her, "I've never made my videos for the money, true, but due to thousands of dollars in expenses and lack of quality equipment, some days it's difficult and nearly impossible to keep going, even though I have never expected to make a penny. I have never asked for donations, but they are always welcome if my viewers choose to do so. YouTube has been a good thing for me, though, as an enjoyable but expensive hobby. I'd much rather be healthy and continuing my long detective career, able to pay my bills and not be consumed with worrying over surviving." So, yes, I just had to say my piece here. Bobby Pearson asked, "How do you feel people's attitudes were regarding all the reports about Nancy Guthrie?" Whose attitudes? And which reports? I mean, some are true, some are false, some are clickbait. That's how I feel. Mark Jefferson, so you don't get any money in vertical lives if the other person is on a mobile. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that either, Mark. And I also, and I admitted yesterday that I was a loser. I was a YouTube loser because I didn't know since I got remonetized and I turned everything on the back end the night of March 25th. I can tell you the exact time was 10:36 p.m. on March 25th. And then I went into studio and just went and turned everything on. But apparently, since everybody's watching me through these vertical lives and nobody seems to be watching my long form content that I've spent 5.5 years making, I thought, I guess this is where the audience is coming in and this is what got my hours. So to get my monetization back, I better stick with it. Even though some days it feels like a little bit of a job. I have stuck with it. I missed baseball today for this. Okay. Working on a video that will probably get, maybe if I'm lucky, 200 to 300 views. Okay. I didn't know that when I set up the show, I have to go to advanced settings and I have to click a little toggle switch that says monetization. And then I thought, oh my God, no wonder I'm not making any money for the views on my vertical lives. But then they tell me that, well, you wouldn't have been paid anyway if your viewers are watching on a phone, unless they came in through another way other than through short speed. But if they're watching on a desktop or a tablet, apparently it counts for a little bit. And I'm just like, oh my God, how much money did I lose in the first 23 days? So that's what I was explaining yesterday. John somewhere now says, don't worry, be happy. Jay, we don't mind you sharing information. It helps the community with their own channels. Yeah, I wish I knew this. I did a deep dive on Reddit the night before, and people were like, I don't understand. I went live and I didn't get any. I was alive with this many people and this many hours, and I saw 0 pennies. Like, what's going on? And the guy was like, oh my effing God. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know. I thought once that button was switched over, it was on, just like the chat button. That's I don't have to turn it on every time. So why do I have to turn on the monetization every time? Um, what do you get an hour live if you don't mind me asking? I have no idea because I haven't been making any money at this except for the super chats. And I've had about $9 or $10 worth of views in the first 23 days. But they don't count the last two. I won't see a check mark until the end of May. So I can't tell you. Uh, do you feel that the public wasn't told normal details about the Nancy Guthrie case? I think the public was told too much. In regards to the sheriff's department, the FBI, they're keeping their mouth shut. Nano should have never spoke publicly. He should have had a professional speaker that works for the sheriff's department, which they apparently do have, to do short little 5-minute press conferences taking no questions. That's what they should have done. We know more than we should know. We know who's been detained. We don't know why all these people were detained that apparently may not be involved. We don't know why some people are suspects and then some people are no longer suspects. Well, according to Nanos, the FBI is running the show now, and they haven't said a word. They haven't said who the suspects are or are not, or what evidence they have. As I've said, YouTube gives many unwritten steps to having a channel. Yes. Oh, hearts of gold. How are you doing? And more importantly, how is your sister? You mentioned that she was having a very serious surgery, and I've been thinking about you every single day. And so much has happened since the last time you were here. Uh, she's doing horrible? Oh, no. You mean you or your sister or both? What has happened to your sister? Because I do care about my viewers here. She is still in ICU and has had a lot of complications. That is very scary because since all this stuff happened to my heart, I now have a slightly leaking valve. that every time they look at it, they're like, "Well, it's a little more advanced, but nothing that you have to worry about now." Like, "What? My heart is leaking?" The older I get, it's going to be harder to survive surgery, so I am very sad to hear that. She has a blood clotting disorder. Oh. Yeah, and apparently they can't put you on a blood thinner before surgery. In fact, they have to take you off of it before surgery. She could not get off the pacer. Do you mean a pacemaker? I'm sorry to hear all this. Yeah, prayers. Absolutely, Jane Rice, prayers. Gosh, I hope it gets better for you and for your sister. So many people have had just awful medical stuff this year. They had to start the blood thinners an hour after the surgery. Oh, wow. Yeah, we had someone in here the other night who suspected a clot and had to leave the live and rush off to the hospital. Oh, no. Oh, that's the hardest. I am so sorry, Hearts of Gold. Everybody keep Hearts of Gold and her sister in your prayers this evening, and the dog too. Oh gosh, I don't even know why you're in here right now. Just go love on your dog. Yeah, that's very, very sad, Hearts. It is in God's hands, and I have to remind myself of that every day, especially when I get down about my own health or I get down about the death of my friend, that to this day I've never been able to, you know, return to normal from that. I keep saying that, you know, God brings people in for a reason and God brings people away for a reason. But animals, that's the worst. Yeah, I've lost so many the last few years and friends and even family, my mom, everybody. Like just even my best two cancer chemo buddies, they're gone. One of them was 32 years old and had the same type of breast cancer as I had, stage 3 aggressive um, node invading breast cancer. And I'm here talking to you right now, and she's not. Muffy is the baby Shih Tzu. Oh, I had a dog named Muffy when I was a kid, a little Yorkie. Oh, wow. Yeah, let me know tomorrow. I'm hugging you, hearts. I wish you were closer, and I'd give you a big hug in person. She is not a baby, 13 years old. Okay. Hey, from Belgium? Anne from Belgium. Welcome in. Hey, Will Byers. Welcome back. Will, I've never seen your friend 11 since the night she came in. That was probably within the last week. Never saw her again. I told her I had a friend on here named Will Byers, and she just disappeared. I love you too, Hearts. I really do. And I appreciate all that you have done to help me with YouTube and to my other mods that have helped me so much, Kermudge and Trisha. It's just the three of you right now. Uh, Okay, I don't quite understand that message, and we're not going to get religious tonight. So we're going to have to time somebody out for 24 hours. There you go. All the knuckleheads. Oh my God. Somebody suggested, I think it was Trisha suggested, the other mod, that I should do a subscriber chat only. Like if you're not subscribed, then you can't participate in the chat. But I feel like by doing that, I would be leaving a lot of people behind, and um, I need the views. Oh, I was just talking about I did a couple videos yesterday. I found out that I made a major mistake here on YouTube, and I go over it in yesterday's video. And some lady came in and was watching some of the videos, and she gave me a big long speech about how, YouTubers, especially the small channels, are asking for donations. And I read my reply. I read her comment, and I read my reply saying that we're not asking for donations here. And I've only worked for 5.5 years on this, and as soon as I get remonetized, I made a mistake in my lives. I didn't know that on the back end of the lives, I had to turn on the button. Like like, can you imagine every time you made a long form content, you had to remonetize your channel or remonetize the video? So I couldn't figure out after the lives, it kept asking me to turn the monetization on, and I'm like, "Huh? Like, what do you mean?" And then I was only seeing, income from the few people that come in after the live, and I'm like, "Well, if it weren't for the super chats, I wouldn't even be seeing a check in May, and this started in March. Like, I gotta figure this out." And then I found out that I didn't have that little toggle switch over. But I've also learned from YouTube yesterday that even if I did, it wouldn't matter if somebody was here watching me on a cell phone because YouTube apparently does not pay for vertical lives via cell phone viewership. So if somebody's on a desktop or a laptop or a tablet, um, there's a few pennies that are coming in from it, basically. So but I was trying to ask the lady or trying to explain to the lady that, "No, we don't ask for donations here, but if somebody wants to, they can." You can watch the beginning of this when you have more time or watch yesterday's video. I know you have your hands full between yourself, your sister, and your dog. So I'm just praying for you and your family hearts. You use a tablet suit. Well, thank you very much. Of course, it didn't help me before because I was a loser and, didn't know that for every single live, I have to turn on the monetization. Like, oh my god. In the Amazon, wish list, I didn't even know there was such a thing. That was Trisha, and she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "A couple people have asked me about that. Oh, maybe I should do that." She has all these little suggestions like, "Hey, you need to do this." Even Kermudge was like, "Hey, you're giving away too many free memberships. How are people gonna come in and get a paid membership if you're just giving them away?" And I was like, Oh, wow. And this is a guy who he makes a living from YouTube. And I'm like, see, that's why I want to have mods here like Hearts and Trisha and Kermudge, people that actually have a YouTube channel, because then all of you guys can help. Um, I wish I had a private detective to find a famous rich friend. How much does it cost? Well, I can only find people with permission from that person, especially, well, with everybody. But I have to be even extra, extra careful with celebrities. In fact, sometimes I have to be a double agent and go, I've had mental patients contact me, say they wanted to send me mail. Like, oh, okay, here's my mailing address, send me whatever you want. But yeah, we don't like go locate celebrities. And I also like to keep my YouTube channel completely separate from my business because remember, I am 99.9% retired. Will says, I will now start watching on my laptop. But it doesn't hurt to send an email. But yeah, uh, especially since you're a regular, I wish I had a private detective to find a famous rich friend. Okay, it's interesting. But yeah, I try to keep the separations on here. And, it's the law as far as I can't, no matter what the circumstances are, I can't just give out an address. Now, if I have a court order and that person has to be found per a court order, then yeah, I'll go get them. Just like a bounty hunter, I'll find them. Um, State licenses too. Yeah, I can do it from California as long as I don't leave the state. Uh, oh, wow. Congress, thank you for giving a click. I hope you're watching on a laptop, a tablet, or a desktop. So I just got paid for that, but I'm going to have to not delete your message. Let me try that again. I'm going to have to put this user in a timeout. See ya. Um, Rennie, I guess you didn't hear me talk to the other people. We're not talking anything religion or politics tonight. And as long as you understand that, feel free to stay in the chat. But if I see any more messages on religion or politics, you're going to have to take a little break. And usually my mods just go before I can do it. Like Trisha, she must be on a computer because she just goes bang, 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 bang. And she looks up stuff on Google. She puts links to like the Amazon uh, YouTube wish list, like I'm like, wow, I don't even know how to do that. I mean, I guess I could do it on a desktop. I guess I got to figure out how to do it. How to put a link into my own chat. I just tell people to go to the main channel page and go to the home page and go to the description, my channel description, and you'll see all the links. And then I can just keep going. Um, Everybody, 14 people watching, 12 thumbs up. Can another two of you give me a thumbs up? Yeah, I wish I had more to tell you about Nancy Guthrie, but there's just no news today. uh, yeah, there's just like I'm not hearing anything today. And I'm not watching the boots on the ground since I got monetized and I'm trying to go live every single day. I just don't have time to. And I'm like, you know what? I can't rush into a Nancy Guthrie video tonight when it's a Sunday and there's just no more information. And I wanted to let you guys know that I got more information on the Martin family, and I have filmed and I'm working on the editing today, a long form content video. Yay! I should try to aim for at least once a week. I just don't know when I can fit them in with going live every day. So something has to give. I have fur baby children, and I have two sponsored children that are grown from Thailand, but I have no bio children, sadly. So my two Thai sponsored kids that are adults, one's even a mama now, and my fur babies. Why do Americans care so much about the mother of a TV presenter? At least 20 missing children a year in the state right now. I think not every case can be covered. Not every case gets the attention, but this is a huge case because she is the mother of a celebrity and she's an 84-year-old woman who's a very, very nice person. And she was literally ripped from her bed in the middle of the night at 84 years old. That doesn't happen very often in America. So this is a big story. This is a huge story. No problem, Will. I'm fully transparent here. If I can't answer something, I'll just say I can't answer it. Yeah, she is the mother of a well-loved celebrity also. That's totally true. Like, I love Savannah Guthrie. And my heart aches for her. Hello, look at that. A goat. Thank you. I've got my mojo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was really nice. I've never seen that one before. No, that is Santa Monica, California, here in LA County. That's the beach that I've spent years of my life at treasure hunting. And I was hoping in my retirement that I would be able to go at least 2 or 3 days a week. But, retirement kind of came early with my health and would be hard to carry all that equipment down a beach, trudging through sand and fighting the waves carrying a cane. Oh my gosh. Firework. I've never seen that either. Actually, I used to for many, many years. I started around 2002, but that's a good guess. Galveston, Texas. No, that's Santa Monica, California. That's the Santa Monica Pier. In fact, the front end of the pier where you enter, not the back end where you fish, but the front end of the pier is the beginning of Route 66 that goes all across the United States. It's the very beginning. And they actually have the Route 66 sign there you can pose in front of and take a picture. And they have an aquarium. They actually have a small aquarium. Most people don't know that. That's underneath the pier. And it's just a little bit north of Muscle Beach. And there's, arcades there. And there's wonderful restaurants there. They film tons of movies there. Uh, there's nothing like walking underneath it in a low tide and digging out the silver and the gold out of the sand. Hearts, you know what? A very good friend of mine's husband who has metal detected for years, he always told me, you'll always find more gold at the beach than you ever will prospecting. And now that I watch you guys in the gold community and I see how hard that is, I agree. Because most of the gold that I have, um, that is secure. It's Fort Knox. Uh, things are in safe deposit boxes at various places. There's more gold at the beach than you would ever find trying to like prospect in a river. And to do that here, you'd have to go through bears and rattlesnakes and be in a place where the phone wouldn't work and there was no parking and it would be very dangerous. Good evening. I never get a notification when you're on. Oh, I'm sorry, VMS. Metal detecting would be cool to do if you could find something. No guarantees. People have been digging for years. If it weren't for the metal detectors in Southern California, you wouldn't be able to safely walk down any of our beaches or get in the water because that's how much crud is either dropped or comes out of the ocean. We have been detecting at the beach. We were complete newbies and were hysterical. Yeah, you can always tell the newbies by the way they swing. If they swing fast and high, they're newbies. It's kind of funny. And that's why I always made friends with the elderly people on the beach because those people were experts. And I met a couple and a brother-in-law, and they would travel to Hawaii every summer for like 2 months because they were retired. And they would, stay in a condo on the beach in Hawaii. They did that for years until the husband was too sick to do so. And I learned more from them than any other person that I ever met metal detecting. Uh, yes, always talk to your elders when it comes to getting an education on something that you don't know anything about. Yep, and the metal shovel would set off the detector. Oh my god. Well, I had a big metal scoop, but I knew to keep it. And that's another thing. The metal detector's heavy. The battery pack is heavy. The brains of the metal detector is heavy. The scoop is heavy. Then you got to have your backpack and your water, my purse, my keys, my phone, not get any of that wet because I actually stand in the water. And you got the dolphins following you at Santa Monica and the little leopard sharks that are just swimming by. And it's amazing. But it's super dangerous. It's not like when I was a kid and I lived on the Gulf of Mexico and the water's just like still and lots of sharks, but it's still, and you can walk out a long ways and it's like emerald green beaches and white sand. Not here. It's very, very rough. Let's see. It is not easy at all. And, in dry land, metal detecting is even harder because you got to have the right digging materials. And as a metal detectorist, you always want to leave your space cleaner than when you arrived. And you want to cover all those holes, even in the sand on the beach, because you don't want the joggers or the walkers to, fall into a hole and twist their ankle. So yeah, oh my God, that the gold and the silver from metal detecting is my rainy day fun. And I've also helped people. Like if it doesn't take too much of my time and they're like, "Hey, can I just have a couple minutes of your time because I just dropped my wedding ring," and boom. Uh, Hart says, "Now we were successful at the riverbed and found gold specimens in the dry riverbed." See, I think that would be fun, but I would have to have a place to do it. Like if I lived in Alaska and I could just go out on my own property and, I could have, a husband or a boyfriend to carry all my gear while I'm, you know, got my cane or could have like a little mobile cart, like a little, they call them a snow machine. Uh, Jason E. Miner, welcome, my friend. We were just talking a little bit about gold because someone asked me what that was in the background. And I said, that's the pier at Santa Monica. And that's where I used to metal detect. And then someone was like, "Oh, you metal detect?" And then Hart started talking about it. And I was saying that a friend of mine, her husband, metal detected for years and helped me get into it. And he said, "You'll always find more gold and silver at the beach than you will ever find as a prospector." And there's no place around here to prospect, and I'm too disabled to hike, 5 miles through a rattlesnake infested mountain with bears chasing me. So, yeah, for you guys that live back east and or parts is in Maine and they have all those cool places to hunt, I would love to just like in the summertime sit in a stream, be able to have my little bucket and my shovel and uh, maybe a prospecting metal detector and then have somebody like a big strong guy to be able to carry my bucket of dirt home like a 5 gallon Home Depot bucket and then I could sift through it leisurely. Dang bears, I get them at my creek too. Yeah, in Southern California, you have to go up above Azusa in the San Gabriel Mountains, and apparently your cars get broken into up there, like all these parks around LA. People try to park far away and they get their windows broken or their things stolen out of their cars. And then you got to hike through trees and forests and tall grass and bears and there's rattlesnakes everywhere. And if something happened to you out there, there's no cell signal. It would not be safe, especially me as a woman and, I'm disabled now. I can barely make it from my front door to my car. So, yeah, I have never been able to prospect. I wish I could, but thanks to people like you, Jason, I'm able to couch mine or mailbox mine. And that's fun. That's really fun because, I mean, I got it right in front of me here. I should probably lock this up with everything else, but, this is mailbox mining gold. Yeah. And with the price rising, kind of hard to see with the green screen, but that's worth quite a little chunk. Okay, Jesus, I've already warned 3 people tonight that we're not talking politics or religion, so you only get one warning. I can't find my granny's wooden handmade cane. I will not use another. Yeah, it is nice. And some of that is yours, my friend, but yours is combined with the some of the crud that I couldn't get out of it because it was micro gold. And I'm like, I should have kept that separate from my vial so I didn't contaminate all my other gold. Because, you know, if you keep working to get more of it out, you start to lose some of your gold when it's that small. But I really enjoyed your doobie vial and your glass skull. That was awesome. But you gotta be, like, an expert. I'm not an expert at it yet. Somebody like Troubled One would probably love that. Most thankful to be able to feed your fever. Exactly, it's the gold fever. It was like metal detecting. You go out, you find your first piece of gold, you're done. You got the fever. And there's no cure for the fever. There's no medicine. Oh, you can't get yourself to open those. I can't just let it sit there and look at it and know that there's gold waiting for it to be found. Hey, Trisha, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I have a long form content that I've been working on all day. There was no new information that I know of regarding Nancy Guthrie, so I didn't feel like doing a video on her tonight just to talk about the same stuff that we've been talking about for the last 75 days. Or God, no, today would be 78. Yeah, today is week 12. Day 78. Like, wow. Um, there just wasn't enough to discuss on her, so I just wanted to go live for just a little while and let everybody know that I'm here. And I've been working on a long form content. It's a follow up to that live I did on the missing Martin family. Kind of did a deep dive on it the last few days, and so I'll probably release that in like a premiere or something. Mm. Oh, Jason says I found a flea poop sized piece of gold in my backyard and had the fever since. Yes. I wish I lived someplace like Alaska or like where Harts lives. And are you near Coos Canyon, Harts? Because I hear all the other prospectors that come all the way from the Midwest to drive up there to hunt Coos Canyon. I'd love to be able to go out with a group of people, but I'm so messed up. But oh, it would still be like so fun. I would love to do that because I miss going to the beach, but that's hard, even when you're healthy, to carry all that equipment and trudge through the sand. And, the sun is burning my fair white skin. And, like you're all wrapped in this. pouring in sweat and the fight and the waves, and you're getting knocked over, and you don't want the phone or the keys to, get wet, and it's hard. And I just physically am not well enough to do that now. What do you do, Trisha? Or Hearts, I'm sorry. She said, "You know what I do? What do you do?" Heart says about an hour away. Oh, from Coos Canyon? I need to look at a map of Maine. I've only been as far as New Hampshire and Vermont. Now, my parents were very familiar because they would drive to Maine on Sundays down from New Brunswick. But I was already grown up and, back living out in Cali, where the natives would just give me a hard time for calling California Cali. Uh, Jason said, "I wish I was into this when I lived in Riverside, but that was 1999 to 2003. Oh, I didn't know you lived in Riverside. Yeah, I think there are a lot of places that are more inland. There are some creeks. I am going to the dentist tomorrow, Will, and I will probably be numb, and I'm just hoping I survive because I had to get a clearance from a cardiologist, even though I'm not having a procedure or I'm not having a surgery. Obviously, I'm having work done, but I'm not having a surgery. But yeah, never thought I'd have to worry about a replacement filling that may not work. And it's going to be very expensive. Another medical bill. Remember, I've already had 2 major surgeries this year and subsequent infections since those surgeries. So, you know, this isn't going to be as easy as, 2 weeks ago when I got my teeth cleaned. Yeah, Trisha. Just pray that I don't have like a bad reaction from whatever they're going to use. Oh, I was on antibiotics in February and March. You don't even want to know what they do during a kidney procedure. So, yeah, I don't want to even think about. Ugh. Yeah, I don't want to go into the gory details because I might get my channel demonetized before I get my first check. Oh my God. Oh, I'm trying not to think about it. My deceased friend Kelsa, she would tell me when I was getting stressed out about something, she would say, "I don't want you to think about it until like 5 minutes before you have to get in the car and go and do it. Then you can worry about it. But I don't want you to be stressing about it. She's like, you worry too much." Yeah, there's very few antibiotics I can actually take because they can kill me too. I just want to get this tooth fixed. I've been meaning to get it fixed for a long time. Now, I still need to get this side fixed that got damaged during chemo because, chemo sucks and cancer kills. And I had a dental issue at the very beginning of chemo, and that was in 2019, and it's still not repaired. Rita says she's on 2 antibiotics. Ugh, that's just gross. I'm sorry, but if you need them, you need them. I'm so surprised you came in, Hearts, with everything that you have on your plate right now, everything that's going on. I've been thinking about you all week because I hadn't seen you. I was like, God, I hope everything is going okay, considering, what's going on. But I would love it if I lived close to Maine and you could show me around there and I'd hobble on my cane. You needed the break. Yep. YouTube has been the best distraction for me. But when you don't make money at it, it's a hobby and it's an expensive hobby. Whereas when I was able enough to metal detect and run my 6-figure PI business, metal detecting pays for itself, even with expensive equipment. It pays for itself because usually about every Christmas, I would do a platinum sale and it would be something that was, huge. And I'd be like, okay, that paid for my metal detector. That paid for my parking for a year. Cause in LA, it's like, $20 every time you go to the beach in the summer. Now I'm handicapped. It would be free. But I'm handicapped. I can't do it. If I could do that, I'd be able to just sit in my car and, conduct surveillance, but I can't. Oh, that would be so fun. Yep, exactly, Jay. That's true. So I know we're not bringing many people in tonight because it's not about the Guthries and it's not about the Duggars or any of the true crime stories, but I had to take a day, even miss the ball game, to work on a long form content video. No, COVID had nothing to do with it. It was because of my stage 3 cancer and fighting for my life. Yeah, when everybody else was in lockdown, not me. I was in breast surgery and in the radiation machine, also known as the oven. It was horrible. And that, my friend, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but my friend that passed, um, she came out of quarantine to come over here while I was in radiation and bring me a Starbucks. And it was our first meeting, and we sat outside just so we had some fresh air. And we had already agreed before meeting, like, okay, we're not going to hug. But then by the end of the meeting, we just embraced, and it was like that lifted me up. So, you know, when I was still pulling myself out of, you know, the depths of hell from cancer, and then she passed, it's something I've never been able to get over. So, yeah, I guess we all have an expiration date, Will. And then I lost an aunt from COVID, and then my mother towards the very end had COVID, but that's not what took her out. And she never left the house, so they don't know how she got it. And then there's a couple people I've known, like I've worked with, that have died from COVID. One was David Crosby of Crosby, Stills and Nash. I think there's a few other people too. Oh, a high school friend. Yeah, a high school friend. Not a close friend, but somebody I knew from when I was a little kid. So no, COVID did not shut my business down. I was already up on the shelf. Expired, I'm done. Oh, you had a very light case? Thankfully, it was a light case. Jeez. Yeah. I even lost my Maine Coon, my mixed Maine Coon after all of that. And then my friend that died, before she died, she convinced me to get another bunny because it would make me happy. And that bunny only lived to be a year. And all my other bunnies have lived, I didn't want to get a bunny again because I'm like, I'm not going to live long enough to take care of the pets I have. And she was like, oh, no, but it'll make you happy. And so I did it. And then the bunny didn't make it. And it cost me like $3,000 just so they could put the bunny to sleep. It was horrible. And now I have another bunny because she was going to die in the shelter the next day. And she's the one that's going to like live forever. So I got to make money from you too here so that I can pay bunny rescue to take care of her when I'm no longer here. And the crazy cat that is she is the walking ghost of my friend Kelsa that she's named after. She's a tough one. She's a girl kitty. She's got attitude. She's going to be a harder one to place, God forbid. Let's just help I live. Hi, Joyce. Welcome in. Oh, you worked through COVID? Wow. Yeah, that's why when they did my single mastectomy, I was in the hospital and out within hours, and I hadn't even slept other than on the operating table, and had a very bad anesthesiologist, and she actually knocked me out before she was supposed to, like in the pre-op. She drugged me up so bad, even before I had the drugs that were going to put me out. I literally passed out. She made me pass out, and I remember the whole room just turned sideways, and that's not what it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to go out on the operating table, not in the pre-op. And so when I woke up from that, I was as sick as I've ever been in my life. And one of my besties that I've known since I was 18 was texting me, not knowing I was in the hospital, telling me that her mother, who was like a mother to me, had just died. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm in the hospital." Like, why? And I'm like, okay, blonde. I have cancer. I'm having a mastectomy. Like, oh, like I couldn't even stand up. I tried, I insisted, and I almost collapsed, and the nurse caught me, and they put me back into the bed, and I started getting sick. It was horrible. It was worst surgery of my life. And with no sleep, the next morning the doctor came early and said, "You're getting out of here," because COVID had just hit. And then the next day, before we could go shopping, because my sister was helping me at that time, there there was no toilet paper, paper towels, water. Like, we went to the store and it was like I couldn't even drive at that point. We stumbled in and all the shelves are empty, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And we came home and turned on the TV, and they're like, "The pandemic, it's over." And then she panicked and left, and I was on my own. She was with me the day I got my drains out, and that was it. And then I was on my own, and then I found out I needed 6 weeks of, radiation, and I needed my stomach scoped, and I needed subsequent surgeries, and, then by 2023, the my heart just went, you know how I am here talking to you guys, it's a miracle. Um, it was awful. It's still awful. I still suffer every day, but I'm here, and thank you for listening to me. Tricia says, "I make and sell pet treats, so I was an essential worker during COVID." Pets don't care about no COVID. That's true. Well, good for you, Tricia. Jay says, "My job was in insurance, a required job, so I was at the office every day." Oh, that is scary with everybody sick. My paper goods, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you were a prepper, you could have made the first million from your paper goods supply. Oh, uh, paper towels and TP. See, I brain damage from the time that my heart wasn't beating right. Thank you for the red hearts. Yep, potty paper. Yeah, and then there was some store that was local, a mailbox store, and they were selling like hand sanitizer and paper towels, but they were jacking the prices up like people do in a disaster, which is illegal. And a few years later, that guy ended up getting busted by the feds, and they raided his store. And it's a big celebrity store. Some of the celebrities that live behind me are associated with that store. And I'm like, no, I'll drive further to my mailbox than to go to that store down the street because that guy's a creep. And apparently, one of them like disappeared to Thailand. That store got in all kinds of trouble after that. And the neighborhood was like, I won't go there anymore because that guy's trying to rip me off on hand sanitizer and paper towels. Like, the guy was rich, you know? Um, when the lockdown happened, I already had 138 rolls in hand. I should have known you. I could have had you send me some, Tricia. Uh, yeah, and then I had to drive to radiation all by myself, all the way to Glendale, which isn't close to where I live. But there was no traffic because there was a lockdown. And then I met my friend Kelsa, who brought me back up and made me laugh every single day. Because my ex boyfriend, who always made me laugh, he was the funniest person I ever met in my life. He had already died from cancer. He passed from cancer. His friend died from cancer. His client, Alex Trebek, who we knew died from cancer. A lady, an actress that I worked with, Valerie Harper, she died during my chemo treatment from her cancer. Let's see, Paul Witt of Witt Thomas Harris Productions, he died from cancer. Another client, David Landsberg, he died from cancer. All these people were dying. My two chemo buddies, they since died. One died the same day. I lost my rabbit. I lost my cat, and here I am. I'm still busting my ass here on YouTube, and some lady comes and accuses me of something yesterday or this morning when I woke up. But all of her other messages seem to be a lot more polite and friendly. But you know, it is what it is. There's the pros and cons of YouTube. Hopefully, there will be. Uh, I don't want to think negative. I like to think that the glass is half full and not half empty. But pray that I'm still here on May 21st because that's the earliest day that I'll receive my first check. Uh, TJ Wheeler. Thank God my mom is a hoarder of toilet paper. We were stocked up with a shed full of paper products and cleaning supplies. I live in a small place, so I don't have any room to hoard. Uh, anyway, yeah, I don't want to talk about toilet paper and COVID and cancer and dead people. So this is a true crime channel. And I have been working on a true crime video all day. It's going to be a follow up to my live that I did on the missing Martin family who disappeared in 1958. And their crime has been, well, not their crime, but their disappearance has been completely solved as of April 2026. And there is nothing new that I have heard of today on Nancy Guthrie. Hey, Jason, a happy poop. I hope that didn't set you back too far, Jason. I hope you did the free ones. Oh, I saw that. Usually I turn my head and I miss it, but I saw that. I still wish that Scary Cat would come back. The one that sent the kaleidoscope eyes, and then one of my viewers since then sent me a kaleidoscope eyes, and then the little glasses come across my face. Jason. Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are cool. But I think on my end, 1 jewel is worth a half a penny, and then 2 jewels equals 1 ruby, and 1 ruby is a cent. So you have to have 100 rubies, I guess, to get a dollar. Whatever. But I just, some people were sending me messages like, "Hey, you going live tonight?" And that's how I decided, you know what? Let me just take a break from the editing and do a live for like an hour, which I've already gone almost past. Well, there's another 4 minutes left. And then Samansky, hello. Where are you coming in from? And then I'm gonna cook something so I can get some food in my stomach since tomorrow I won't really be able to eat because I'm going to the dentist. Yay me! I'll probably come home very no, but I'll be happy if I come home because that means I made it. Because, I never had to worry that, my life could be at risk from a filling or a filling replacement due to the Novocaine or the Lidocaine or whatever one they're going to use because of the heart situation. So I'll tell them to go mild on the meds. I might just have to suffer through it. But see, then that could raise my blood pressure too if I'm in like horrific pain. So, uh, but it's been something I've been wanting to replace for a long time, and now the tooth is starting to have a very, very slight crack at the top. And if it turns out to be more than that, then we're going to have a serious problem. Thank you, TJ. Go with the Novocaine. Yeah, they're going to have to give me something. And I still haven't seen the paper yet from the cardiologist's office. They said they were going to mail it to me, and I went to my mailbox yesterday, and it wasn't there. So before I actually go into that chair, I'm going to have to ask the dentist to pull my file, even though he has no staff right now. He's a one-man show right now while his sister's out of the country. It was like, where's your medical assistants? Where's your dental hygienist? Where's your cashier? Like, there's nobody there. And it's kind of pissing me off that, because it takes so long because he's wearing 10 different hats. And I'm going to, make him have to pull my file because I want to read what the doctor signed off on and I want a copy because it hasn't showed up at my mailbox yet. Oh, thanks for taking care of that. I didn't even see that. Thank you, Trisha. Yeah, I got about 40 or 50 seconds left here. Oh, I'm glad I didn't see it. Yeah, he's got it because we talked about it, but I don't have it yet. And they make me go through the hospital app, but yet the hospital app can't send the signed form back to me. And they don't do emails and they don't fax to patients. They will just fax it to the dentist. And then the dentist gave me the old fax number and goes, "Oh, I didn't get it. I think I gave you the wrong number." Nightmare. I've been waiting at least 2 weeks to get this scheduled, and it's finally, hopefully, happening tomorrow. I'll cross my fingers. So I know in the morning I'm gonna be a little bit worried, not over the procedure, but just over, like, the medication, and probably have mostly a sleepless night worrying about it. But I'm gonna try to listen to my deceased friend Kelsa, who said, "Don't worry about it until 5 minutes before you have to do it. Don't stress out about it." I hope so, hearts. And to think I have to go through all that, and then I have to pay to sit there and be miserable, and to come home like, "Oh, is it gonna work? Is it," because if it doesn't work, then there's alternatives. Trust in the Lord, he obviously had something more planned for you. Let's hope so, Tricia. Well, then there is that. Well, everybody, have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for those people that sent the little gift gifs. Those are so cute. I appreciate it. And I will probably, if I can have time to finish the editing on this long form content after I eat, I'll probably do like a premiere, but it'll probably be like, tomorrow evening sometime. So if you miss the premiere, you can always come and watch it on the replay. But that means you'll have to go and see a long form content. It won't be able it'll be a live premiere, but it won't be like a chat live because my mouth will be like so it's a good time to have something ready to go for that. Okay, thank you, hearts. Hugs to you. Love you all.